young scouts were there trying to help even those who are injured.
Okay.
So you can see that these values get ingrained at a very early stage. And therefore, this is why, this explains why even at this time of campaigning for a new constitution, to the scouts everywhere, it is for them a great moment of joy, because they know that they can always rise to the occasion, they can face up to any challenge. And so I'm not worried at all. And I think, Julie, it's important for me to take this opportunity to assure Kenyans that we should not allow anything to go wrong this time. We just want a new constitution so that we can lift this country, as I keep on saying, to the next level.
Let's talk a bit about the process we're going through, and what, even in the midst of all our concerns, we forget this is a historic moment, that there are not many African countries that get the opportunity for the people themselves to vote either yes or no, to choose their future. So for Kenya, this is an incredible time, and we need to grab the awareness of the moment that we're in. And yet again, there's the concerns. I want you to tell us, even as you're going around campaigning, tell us, what message would you give Kenyans, considering the fact that we are one country on August 5th? What peace message and unity message would you have for this country?
I kept one time repeating the following words: keep hope alive. I want to repeat that. This is a great moment for Kenya, as you've just rightly pointed out. It's not many countries anywhere in the world with this kind of opportunity. For us, we had what one might call a false start in 2005. We learned our lessons, and as a result of what happened in 2005, the effect of it was seen in 2007, and now we know ourselves better. I think that we should all decide, all of us, first of all, not to abuse each other and not to spread hate messages. This is why the commission dealing with national cohesion is doing a great job, kind of trying to raise a red flag. And today I was joking at some rally when I heard somebody mention things that I considered, wow, on really at the brink of wanting to call somebody names and say, hey, watch out, there's somebody watching here.
Don't cross the line.
Don't cross the line. So at least there's something happening. And Kenyans are beginning to say, at the end of the day, on August 5th, August the 6th, and by the way, on the 6th, I will be myself presiding over the closing ceremony of this World Scout Moot. And I know, even as in Royal and Camp, people do incredible things to celebrate their culture. We will be celebrating as a country the fact that we will have come through this referendum peaceably. I have no doubt in my mind.
I want to touch on a final issue, and just important to do so because it's critical in many people's minds. Your name was mentioned in some of the campaigns when people say, he's not with us, but in spirit he's with us. You have an opportunity now. What were your thoughts when you, for instance, watched that on TV, and you as the Vice President, the person of your office, what were your thoughts and feelings?
Those are the things I termed, because I didn't want to be caught up, Julie, by the Commission on National Cohesion. If I said somebody was lying, say, hey, the Vice President is using hate language. So I called that terminological inexactitudes.
Oh dear.
Because that's what they were. And I think that the country, I can imagine that Kenyans wanted me to come out and say, but they forget that even on the 10th of April, as early as the 10th of April, when the President was actually the chief guest at the 25th anniversary of my having been elected first as Member of Parliament of my constituency, we took a very clear position. We announced our position that we were yes. But even then, there are those who kept, I think it has something, Julie, to do with my Christian faith. And I'm not ashamed of that. Cannot be, like Paul said, ashamed of the gospel. Yeah? And therefore people felt because the church was saying one thing, the Vice President must surely be also thinking along the same lines. So they would take advantage, go out to my backyard and say, the Vice President is with us. But I do not blame anybody for that. The important thing is we are now come to the level where we must go to the polls on the 4th of August. My position is very clear, and it is not really something that is light. I've taken assurance, given assurance to all the religions in this country the Christians, the Muslims, the Hindus, and even those who don't go to church. They are Kenyans. They have a right to be here. And therefore, we want to be able to deliver a constitution that will stand the test of time.
Okay. The greatest commandment of them all, according to the Bible, is love.
Yes, absolutely.
And we are not
love
told
your
to
neighbor.
love some people.
Ask
we are
yourself.
told to love. Yes, everybody.
Yes.
But finally, Bwana Vice President, a lie is a lie is a lie.
Yeah?
A lie is a lie.
Yeah, but
when we start being very politically incorrect,
yes.
So it was a lie.
Well, of course.
Okay.
Now don't report me.
No, don't be
There's
scared
an SMS line.
Hate speech is different. That is not hate speech. Thank you so much for making time to be with us. Of course, we are asking for your peace messages tonight. What are your peace messages for Kenya? 2442 is the number. I'll read out a few of them before we move to the break. This one is from Evans in Kahawa West, and Evans says, we are all Kenyans, regardless of tribe and the choices we make. We must coexist peaceably for our nation to move ahead. Exactly what you've told us as well. This one is from Mary in Nairobi, and she quotes Hebrews 12:14. She says, let's make every effort to live in peace with all men. This is the will of God for us. Why should we negate it as Kenyans? God bless Kenya. And this one is from Jairus in Eldoret. He says, peace. Fellow Kenyans, we have seen the outcomes of violence. What has happened the last time taught us a lesson. Has it taught us a lesson? Whether red or green, we are all Kenyans. So it's great to see those messages coming.
Wonderful.